So I'm just showing how we tag the lambs on the farm here. All of the lambs are tagged at birth and recorded with Sheep Ireland, and this allows us to track the lamb throughout the life of the lamb and get a better idea of how each is performing. So I've got the tags already set up here for this one. Per vet recommendation, I'm using a chlorhexidine solution. Dip the tagger in. So this is the EID tag, which is the important one from the recording point of view. Just tag the lamb right here. So I have two taggers here to set up to make it a bit quicker. This is probably one of the more time consuming aspects of sheep farming, but it's well worth it to know what genetics are performing in the flock and what aren't. So this is a ram lamb, so this particular ewe here has good history. She's looking after the lamb for a minute. She's good milk, so I'm going to keep this ram lamb entire. And I'm using this new product, no backs, no affiliation with the brand, but I just had a couple of cases joined to last year with the bad weather, and just with the stormy weather, I'm not taking any chances. So that lamb is tagged now. I'll come back to that. I'll tag the other one first. I'll come back to doing weighing and a couple of other things which I'll show there. Okay. I just have the tags in a box here. The last ones from last year, but they're still perfectly valid. I'm sure there's probably a better systems of doing these things, but I'm still working out what works best. If anybody has any suggestions for an outdoor lambing toolbox for performance recording, I'm all ears. I might make something myself. I've seen a couple of adaptations of these boxes in particular work quite well. Things can get a little bit tricky to gather, so the tags are fine. Right, so the next step is weighing the lambs and recording the lambs, and I'll also apply a fox repellent oil, as we're outdoor lambing. Never had a lamb taken by a fox yet, to my knowledge, and I've pretty good grasp on what lambs are there. But I've used this since the start. I'm not sure if it's beginner's luck or it works, but I'm still using it, and so fingers crossed most of the lambs will survive and won't get caught by the fox. I'll just hold the lamb here between the legs. I'm just using a fairly simple digital scales. I think it's, you could use it like a luggage scales, that sort of thing, just to get the weight of the lamb, the birth weight of the lamb. And the handy thing with this one is it locks, once it gets the full weight, it locks on. So let's have a look. This lamb is 4.7 kilos. That's the ram lamb. So what we'll do, we're going to start recording data now. So I'm using an AgriDent EID reader, which records data as well, linked in with Select Sheepwear by the TGM software company. So I will, what I'll do is we'll see, this should work okay. So I go into, no, not continuous read, I go into menu, tasks, new task entry, and then ask for the damn EID. So I'm gonna just scan that. So you can see this is a very attentive view. So what I'm gonna do is leave the lambs down there. So she's gone there and born this morning. That's great. Easy, no help, they are themselves. Very protective, as you can see, which is great. Pretty good milk. And this is a twin, male. Enter it manually. I might show this later on if I can. So this is the third set of lambs born on the farm. So I'm just going to put a farm tag in, and you'll see I'll spray the numbers on the lambs later on. I'll call this 3A. I'll just put 3 in the lambs, but just for the purposes of the software. Makes sense. So lamb EID. So I have also family group set up in the software and asked for a sire. So the sire that went to this ewe was in the Serbian family 5. Lambs are up very rapid. I'll build them. And what I'll do is I'll grab this lamb. So once you scan the dam's EID, you don't need it. You don't need to scan it for the second lamb. And what I need is weigh scales to weigh this lamb. So I'll have a look. I'll just make a simple loop here. The lamb there. That just gives an easy way to out there, and then allows you to hold it up and get proper reading. So this lamb is also 4.7 kilos. They are equal in weight, but doesn't always happen. Little dear. 4 4.7. And it's saying it's a duplicate value because the other lamb was 4.7 as well. So I'm just going to confirm that that is the right weight. Lamb farm tag, I'll put this as 3B. Scan the ear tag. And F5. Up very rapid. And that's all done. So what it says, I have the family group set up as different numbers at the minute. I'll probably change that around a little bit just when I know the ordering of the rams to avoid inbreeding. But for now I'll just keep it the same. Well, my dear. Oh, you're lively. So we've got you sprayed, and when I'm here, so I spray on just a management number, farm management number. Just this allows me to see which lambs are which at a visual glance. So these ones are going to be number 3. So I'll spray the U here. Oh, come on. You're a lively one. Alright, so nearly done. So I've got this Fox Repellent oil. The label came off, so I just wrote what it is on it so I don't get confused. So I'll just nab the lambs there. So I'll just put a bit in the back of their neck and I'll rub it in. It doesn't seem to affect the mothering or anything like that, which is great. Not that I've seen so far. And seemingly the foxes don't like the smell of it, but it doesn't really smell of anything. It's like you use cooking oil or something. I've heard people use the Stockholm tar as well, so that might be an option. There is a spray version of that in an aerosol, and there's also a kind of heavier, more viscous version of it that probably stays on a bit longer. So I'm just going to let those lambs nurse on their mother and drop our kitten here. Close that up. I think the ultimate toolbox would have like different like bottle holders for each of these spray cans and all the various wet things, and maybe a lid just to keep certain things dry, like digital weighing scales. I don't think it's waterproof, it doesn't look like it. Very handy tool, so I don't want to like get that broken. But I know they're cheap, but it'd be nice not to have to keep buying things. So that's pretty much it. So the lambs are tagged, they're recorded, they're weighed, with all that data, the mothering data. They're sprayed, Fox Repellent oil. So there's a couple of things to it, but more or less that's the most work you'll do with the lambs all year in terms of getting the date on them. The majority of the other data comes from weights, so there's a 40-day weight, 100-day weight, and 150-day weight, and there you can take those within a fairly wide window, and the Sheep Ireland system automatically calculates what's needed. It adjusts for the date, is what I'm trying to say. And there are other things I'll probably do this year, particularly for the bunch of lambs. I'm hoping to use a lot of these as breeders, so I'm planning to do muscle depth scans, and I will genotype all the breeding stock as well. So I hope that's helpful. It takes a little while, and I'm a little bit out of practice as I've only done this a couple of times, not since last year, so I'm sure I'll get a bit quicker at it. But if that's helpful to somebody to get started with recording, whatever breed you have, I hope it's helpful. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Take care.